Hi everyone, it's Eva here with another Sims 4 speed build, and for today's video I am building a cute cafe in San Myshuno because most of my videos recently I realised were residential builds and I was kind of in the mood for something a bit different, but also the last couple weeks I've been enjoying doing like cutesy romantic builds, you know, with lots of fairy lights and hanging plants and whatnot. So this cafe is a mixture of my two moods. And yeah, I hope you like it. Even though the exterior colour is like a minty pastel colour, I decided to go for an industrial build style for the inside just because I really love industrial style. Like, you've probably noticed this from like watching my penthouse or mansion. If you haven't, I'll link it in the description. They're both in that style and I enjoy doing these so much. And also I think a lot of very hip cafes go for this, you know, clean and slightly like vintage looking style, or at least in London that is. So for the main cafe bit with the counter, I used a lot of little debug objects on the shelves, for example. I cluttered those up with glasses and espresso cups and plants. The cups themselves are actually from Get Together because that's the pack that cafes as a lot type come with, and I love the look of them being like stacked. So to do that I used a little trick that basically functions like a non-modded version of the red shelf. If you don't know what the red shelf is, it is basically a mod where you have this red shelf. I mean, wow, surprise. But that can be dragged to any height and then you can place items on it, small ones or big ones, so they snap onto that height, and from there you can drag them onto other surfaces so they're like the right height and aren't stuck half in a shelf, for example. I don't know if that made sense at all. I hope it did. But anyways, so as you guys know, I don't use any CC or mods, which is probably why my explanation sucked a bit because I don't know how it works like fully. Anyway, so I make do with what the game gives us, and in order to get the second row of cups that I have on like multiple shelves, I used a immaculate shelf, which is just a normal shelf in the base game, and dragged it slightly above the height that it snaps to if you use 9 or 0. So just hold Alt and drag it a little bit along the wall, you can freely move it. And when you've placed the item on this slightly higher shelf, it will stay on that height and you can move it from there to wherever you want, basically by holding Alt again, and it will stay on this height. So that's how I stacked these cups together. I genuinely have no idea if that made any sense at all to you, or if I just spoke gibberish. I don't know. I hope it was somehow clear, and one thing's for sure, I don't think I've ever said height this many times in 2 minutes. Anyway, I did this trick with the shelf multiple times for this build because I also placed debug cafe food, for example like croissants and pretzels, and all sorts of things on the counter. And I also stacked like a pile of plates together. These black ones are from Dine Out, for anybody wondering. I didn't even realize that they were in the game until I built this, so I think they're really pretty. And then I also built custom tables, obviously again without CC. They are made using the immaculate shelf again that I sized up once and raised up manually with using the 9 and 0 keys. And then to make sure that the Sims actually eat at the table, I sized down normal tables, added chairs to them, and just covered up the little baby tables with plant pots. These ones are from Spa Day, but these shelves as tables are 100% functional. I playtested them with some Sims. They're literally working like normal tables. They sit down, they eat their food. Perfectly works. I also saw this idea somewhere online where a cafe had like a window with chairs on the outside for people to drink. So it's like a window bar kind of. And I really love this idea, so I decided to integrate that. I used half walls for this and then added some counters. So I always forget which counter is what, but basically the bar-ish kind of counter, so where you can add chairs to it. So I added these chairs at the front so that the Sims can still sit down and eat. So it's again fully functional and you don't need baby tables. I just realized baby table sounds really strange. By that I mean the size down normal tables, just to clear up. By the way, if you are enjoying this video, which I really hope you are, then please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're new around here so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Also, before I forget, I really wanted to thank everybody for the crazy support on my last video. I'm blown away. So many of you guys loved this autumn themed house that I built, and you left such sweet comments again and everything, and I'm so grateful for that. And remember how I said in that video we're only 120 odd subs off 1k? Well, now we're even closer. I think 30 more subs or something until we hit 1k. Also, just for reference, I'm recording this the weekend after I posted the last video, so hopefully by the time this video goes live, we'll be even closer, fingers crossed. Oh yeah, and that reminds me, I will upload this build to the gallery again, obviously, but I'll upload it on Friday rather than today because I won't be at my PC for a few days. I hope that's okay with you guys. My ID for the gallery is evarotky with no space, and I've put a direct link to it in the description as well. Also, I'm afraid the speed build is coming to an end soon, but do stick around for the full tour of the build. I always love the tours. They make me feel like I'm actually in the build. I just find it the perfect immersive experience. Anyway, yeah, that's coming up, and I hope you enjoy that, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye!